Never. Hopefully. All right. It is. Yeah, I know. Famous last words.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Okay.
She told me how to run this, Mary Ann, but I guess I don't remember.
What is it?
It's a recorder.
Oh.
Um,
You want to test?
I think we're going to. Okay.
All right.
Should be good.
We good?
Yes.
Hope so.
Yes.
Well, if not, there's probably nothing incredibly important that if it doesn't get recorded. Don't we always? We always have to explain to somebody for something. All right, it's 12:02. We will call this meeting to order of the Williamson County Emergency Services District number 3. Obviously, the 3 of us are present and the other 2 are not. So do we have any public comment? Okay, no public comment. We will move straight to presentations. First, Fire Chief report, Rob.
Thank you. A couple of things. Chief didn't present or doesn't have his report, but there's some additions that I'll just add verbally. Just want to remind everyone that we haven't selected the date yet, but in December, the first week or second week, we're going to identify a day that works with Ann Cano's family to have our actual uncoupling. So we'll absolutely get that out to everyone and make sure everyone is aware of that date. But we're looking at the first week and a half of December to get that on the calendar. Last month, Dan had asked about a succession plan.
Right.
My apologies. We do have a succession plan, and you'll find the SOP there for you to review if you'd like to, but it is in place, and we do have a plan in the event that that occurs.
Thank you.
Class 18, we've mentioned that for the last 6 months. We finally got them on board. They are in their 4-week academy. So these 5 individuals sitting in front of you will stand up right now and introduce themselves to you. So Class 18, you're on board. Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Trey Shoemaker. I have 5 years of prior experience for this, and I'm happy to be here.
Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Baker. 12 years experience in EMS first fire service job. I'm very happy to be here.
Perfect.
Morning. My name is Riley Dress. 7 years of fire experience, and super happy to be here.
I'm Nathan Tomlin. I spent the past 2 years at the City of Bastrop Fire Department. I'm very excited to be here.
Welcome to Hippo Nation.
Hello, I'm Tristan Wise, 2 years fire experience, and excited to serve the community and be a part of this department.
Great.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
y'all.
Thank you. Also, my apologies. Last board meeting, I failed to introduce Andreas Rodriguez. He is our finance person. So he is on board with us now, and he will have a lot of work to do coming up. In addition, we spoke in the past about adding a part-time EMS instructor to our staff. We have completed that process, and we have brought on Jonah Becerra. He is currently a paramedic with Williamson County. He's going to be joining us on the 28th to start working with Caleb on the planning process for our EMS instruction side. So we're very happy to have him on. He's going to be able to really instill, the instruction of the EMS side to our staff, maintain our CE hours, and be really focused on our FRAP personnel and our 3 paramedic students that are in class right now. So he's going to be huge support. We finally got to the point where Caleb's training division shop just couldn't handle both the operational side and the EMS side. So this is a big bonus for us. And, we want to establish our position in the EMS world and make sure that we are providing that best service we can from the EMS side. So we're happy to have him as well. One last thing, tomorrow, I've included y'all in an email about the Masons Cornerstone dedication tomorrow at 10 o'clock at Station 4. So we're ready for that to happen at 10 tomorrow morning. It's really interesting if you haven't seen that happen before, so I hope to see y'all there.
Yeah, it's on my calendar. I'm trying to, but so are 3 other things, so I'm trying to get out there.
Okay.
But it is a cool ceremony. We used to do them when we built new schools, so that's a neat deal. Thank you.
That concludes my briefing.
Okay, now do you have anything from your assistant chief?
I do. So in your packet, you'll see the data for September on the calls. Last month, Dan had asked that we break out the EMS, the fire calls. So there's additional sheet in front of you, this sheet right here, that breaks out that percentage and the types of calls that are lumped into the fire side. So I'm going to work this next month with Colt. He is the keeper of those the designs. So I'm going to task him with helping me build that in somewhere into that form. But until we get that squared away, this is how I'll continue to present it until we can modify that.
What is a good intent call?
Good intent is not necessarily EMS or a fire. It's a request from someone that may need a lift assist, but they're not injured. It may be a smoke detector, smoke alarm,
Cat in the tree.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's any type of service that someone calls a 911 for and says they need help. So
Okay.
That's where those are categorized.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Any questions for Rob? All right, our marshal report.
And I'll keep it short and sweet for y'all. My statistics are right there in the package. Normally about the last 4 or 5 months, we've been hovering about 185, 186 current projects. We bumped up a little bit. We're just now over 200. We've got a steady flow of them coming in. Well, they're doing great on elementary 8. And I think, March, April-ish next year, we'll probably see the 9th grade center expansion. I've been involved in quite a few meetings with that here recently.
Yeah, I think we actually start this summer on doing it.
Yes.
So, yeah. Take a couple of years.
Everything's moving along. Construction is not slowing down.
Awesome.
Got any questions? I'll be happy to entertain.
Hey, this is just curious.
Mhm.
There's always these car seat installs.
Yes, sir.
Is that just people that drive over to the fire station and
I
ask?
don't know how to install a car seat. Can you put it in for me
Yeah.
or make sure I did it right?
So,
Yeah.
So interesting.
so we started doing that many years ago.
Yeah.
Because Chief saw a need that we were starting to see that kept reoccurring. People would come and we would have to turn them away. We really didn't know where to send them.
Mhm.
So Chief sent many of us to car seat install class so we could be certified.
Really?
Because it's like.
Parents don't have to be certified on it, but you guys do.
So it's interesting though, the reason behind that is in some states, like I came from Virginia, and in order to take our child out of the hospital, we had to have certification that it was checked. So just so you know, that's where that comes from. We had to physically put our child in this car seat to show that we knew how to properly put them in the car seat. And we needed to have a certification that said we had it properly installed. So that's why that's
Okay.
coming from.
Oh, anytime someone calls and needs help, we have many techs that are available to them and we set up an appointment and we verify it for
Well,
them.
good for those parents for at least asking for
Sure.
help,
Yeah.
doing it the right way.
And
Quite often, the county EMS, they put together a big car seat install and
Right.
everybody across the county, and we send a bunch of folks.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Training report.
Good afternoon. As you can see in the report, we had 627 total man hours, training hours between our external and internal training. As Chief Bowden mentioned, Class 18 is finishing up week 2 this week. And they'll be with Lieutenant Hazel for the next 2 weeks, and they'll be on shift prior to the end.
Perfect.
That's all I got.
Thank you. Any questions? No. Head of Professional Firefighters Association report. Anything? Okay. Explorers report.
Sure, I'll give that one for Rick. He's actually at the high school right now. He'll be there all day. He's talking for promoting the Explorer program now. But we had the lady, the Boy Scouts of America representative in yesterday. We've got everything lined up. Our charter has officially been renewed. And we've got, I think, 7 applications that they're working through on their side that have been brought to us. And we've got several more in the pipeline that we know are on the way. So we're building it up and getting it there.
Good.
And Rick's been in the school, I think, 4 or 5 times here in the last couple of months.
That's great.
Awesome.
You know, and if we can get one kid out of one, we spend all day there and get one kid, hey, we'll take what we can get. Right?
Absolutely. All right. So on the presentations, we have consent items. Do we have any questions? We will make a motion to approve consent.
I'll make the motion to approve consent.
Motion. Second. And a second. Any further discussion? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Consent approved. On to regular agenda items. Discuss, consider, take appropriate action on fire station number 4.
So Station 4 is, as you know, complete. We were just running through the punch list items. We met yesterday. I think there may be a handful of things that we're still working on, but they're getting done. So business as usual out there. The staff out there is busy, as we expected. So yeah, nothing really to report other than getting the punch list stuff done.
So how did you staff 4?
Sure. We took, since Station 1 is a dual company, as a ladder crew and an engine company, we moved engine 1 out to 4.
Okay.
So now the ladder only is here, engine 1 is out there. This time next year, we'll start the process to staff for Station 4. And then once we get them through the new hire academy and orientation, we'll move 1 back over here. And then move people around to decide who's going to be out there. So that's the plan for the next year, next time, this year, next year.
Perfect. This time next year. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Discuss, consider, take action on construction of headquarters complex.
Okay, so we are have this contract is not signed yet. I think it's in bonding from Fluger Builders. So as soon as they get that, understand Adam said that he would probably have it back today or tomorrow. And once we get the contract signed, we'll really start to move. I think we're looking at the first week of November to actually have some dirt moving, some silt fence going, some surveying happening. We still are working with the city, patiently waiting to get that final permit. We have answered all of their questions. We have, explained, and, we're just waiting at this point. So
what's the holdup today?
Well, the holdup, the issue should have been cleared back many months ago when the original permit went in. But we were notified of a question about this wastewater line that's on our property that came from the daycare area. But it's on private property, so it's a private line. So we had to get through that. There was some clarification that the city needed to understand what that meant from our engineering side, that since it's a private line, then it shouldn't fall into some of the things that they were wanting to place on it. So we cleared that up. And we've agreed that they want it in an easement. So we've agreed to that, but with the stipulation that if in the future, they want to extend that line anywhere to the south, that they would repair the damage or the construction that they needed to do and replace it to the original intended purposes of the engineering at that time. So they've agreed to that. So now it's just,
They've agreed, they just haven't signed it?
they've agreed. They just, Matt's last message to me was that he wanted to make sure there were no other, questions that needed to be answered. We followed up with, we've answered all of your questions. This particular issue has been addressed, so.
Can we please start?
Yeah, and we start.
Right.
So that's what we're waiting on, and hopefully, maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
Do we do ceremonial groundbreakings or anything?
We have, yes, we have in the past. So we can certainly start planning that. So we'll have, we can select a day, get Fluor to get out there with some of their heavy equipment and have a ceremony of groundbreaking. So we have done that. We've done that for all of our stations up to this point. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rob.
You bet.
Any questions? Okay. All right. And then finally, discuss, consider, take action on a report from the Carlton Law Firm on 88th
Yes.
legislative session.
So Michael, I will give you the mic. Is from the Carlton.
Thanks, Michael Parsons. There's not any sort of updates on the legislative session items right now. That's something that John can follow up with if there is anything. But one thing I did want to make sure and remind everybody about is the upcoming election has to be canvassed
Right.
by 14 days after, which is going to be November 19th. I believe that's a Tuesday. So I just wanted to throw that out in preparation for setting y'all's next meeting.
Okay.
Just want to make sure everyone understood that.
Michael, how many of us have to be present to canvass?
So there is under, so I'm just looking to the left because I have the code for reference, but it is, it's 2.
Okay.
It's actually not 3 in
Right.
like normal, but it's nothing else can happen with the 2 except the canvas.
Right.
So it's not like you can go through with a regular meeting. It's with 2, you can take care of the canvassing.
Okay. So does that, because it's only 2, that doesn't have to be posted or anything, does it?
No, it still does.
Oh, it does?
Still has to be
Okay.
posted, and everything else follows normal procedures.
Okay.
In fact, there will have to be a supplemental agenda, which, Yolanda, I know Mary Ann usually takes care of those, of the regular agendas.
Right.
So we'll need to remind her that she needs to, before finalizing the next agenda, waiting on getting the supplemental agenda from Yolanda.
So when is our next meeting
It's the
is,
21st, I think.
yeah,
The 21st.
is it? So so our next meeting, it's too late to do it then, right?
So I believe our next meeting is the 21st.
But you said it has to be done by the 19th? Is that what I heard you say?
Correct. The 19th is the deadline. to
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
And the difficulty with that is getting the election results from the county. So that's why you'll want to set the meeting kind of towards the end, closer to the deadline. As odd as that sounds, because it's contingent on getting everything, the results from the county.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll offline. I'll just get with one of y'all. 'Cause it
Okay.
just needs to be 2 of us to do it. So probably Steven, so that you wouldn't have to break away to come do for what's going to take 5 minutes.
Okay. Whatever works for you.
Okay.
If that works, Stephen, I'm available.
Perfect.
Not a big deal.
Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Update on chief.
Doing great.
Good.
He is listening in, I believe.
Oh, hey, chief. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Another note of interest, December's meeting, we're gonna have to move that up a week.
Awesome.
because the 20,
The 19th,
yeah, we'll have to go probably the week prior.
so the 12th.
Yeah, the 19th or the 12th, but just a heads up on that. We'll talk about it again, next month, but we'll have
Okay.
to modify that date for December.
Okay, that's
Um,
not a problem.
In addition, back to, Station 4, remember, we have a 2-week warranty, on that building.
2 year.
2-year.
That's a short warning.
So that's something.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Yeah, I just wanted to mention too, you mentioned something about Ann Cano earlier, that, you know, doing a thing with her family. But this November the 19th, I believe, is the YMCA Thanksgiving lunch that I know you guys are always a part of. So just want to be sure that's on your calendar because, okay, because we also do I'm on the Y board too, but we also do the Ann Cano Citizen of the Year, or whatever our award is. So
We have reserved a table.
perfect.
We will be represented.
Great.
I also let Jerry know about tomorrow's Cornerstone
Okay.
dedication, and then I talked to him this morning, so he's gonna get back with me about the uncoupling, just to make sure that his family is aware and they can kind of give me guidance on the date.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Anything else, guys?
Nope.
All right. At 12:23, we will adjourn. Thank y'all.